Well, hello. Here I am in my store, right under my business. A couple of my tables are set up. I woke up this morning remembering that the wizards visited me last night in another dream, basically telling me my time is up. But a couple things left to do before I go to sleep and they send me to wherever I'm going to end up. I asked if I could somehow remember this beautiful world, and they said sure. So they gave me something called a WizCam, and that's kind of what's following me as I'm walking around and exploring. So this was my original shop, well, still is, I guess, but it originally was built and laid out with a bunch of stockpiles. That's why everything is 5 tall and 10 or 11 wide and deep. Then the containers came and they saved tons of space, and yeah, just amazing. Anyway, quick tour. First couple days I was climbing up and over these mountains, so I decided to do my first tunnel and came back here, got a bunch of trees. Obviously a lot more trees have been planted since then. This wanders down, and eventually it was expanded because it turns out not only I was using this, but a bunch of other people were using this. Mr. Vind started his oil business with Mr. Johnson down there, so no problem helping them extend and expand the tunnel, and they helped me, I helped them. It was all good. Beautiful area. Anyway, coming back, my open concept. Love the fresh air. It's probably from being a yak. Looks like the trees have grown up. There wasn't a tree there a couple days ago, but now it's growing into the windmills. Flying ship above. Heard about a Flying Dutchman. Did a little research. Turned out it was a ship. It wasn't a Dutchman at all. Anyway, I'll go look at that later on. But let's see what we got going here. Here's one of my trucks. We just passed the other truck. So originally I was just expanding, and I thought, I'm a miner. Didn't know what to do. People said we need miners, so I would mine. I wanted some storage down here, and then I ended up with these wet tailings. So I started building little sublevels. And originally, it was just storage and storage and storage, again, the stockpiles. Recently, there was a small need for iron, and from my sublevel 3 here, I did my little drill, and it turned out there is iron down there. Well, it's way down there. It's 32 meters down. We can go take a quick peek. Jumping seems to be the fastest, although not always the most efficient. Yeah, that worked pretty good. Anyway, here is iron right under my business. Who would have thought? And I took some out to try to help people out. Miss Daisy was needing this. She was great. I was able to help her a little bit. She helped me quite a bit. Sadly, I woke up this morning and it turned out the wizards had sent her someplace and didn't get to say goodbye. So hopefully she's doing well. Anyway, we'll go back up. This is so far down, well, it's not the neatest, but I needed a couple carts just to be able to reach the main storage. So from down below to a cart, to a cart, to up above. And just killing time as I climb up this little ladder. Now this has also been expanded because it was just the 3 sublevels. But, alright, that didn't work. Let me try that again. I do need to build a platform, but I never did. I just tend to jump. Eventually, I put the container in, and then this has been expanded quite a bit. I don't know how these animals get in here, but they do. So originally this wasn't here, but then as we needed limestone and sandstone, This has been expanded and dug out quite a bit. Turns out coming this way, I thought I had run out of coal. I'll get to that in a second. But coming this way, there's a lot more coal. And they'll go under Mr. Vin's property. This goes pretty much... Uh-oh, more droppings. I'll pick those up before the wizards get mad that, I'm making a mess. But this goes pretty much back. You can kind of see from the little GPS map to the hills before the ocean. And you can see this is a couple layers or levels. Originally, though, let me just drop these off. Oops. Okay, that doesn't work. Let me just find a place to put them. Yes, lots of limestone storage. Turned out, as people who are still left probably know, the economy pretty much died pretty quickly, and a lot of the stuff nobody needed. So if you ever came through my second tunnel, so here's my shop. This tunnel used to not be here. We used to have to drive all the way around. So I made a little tunnel because I was basically tired of driving around. But if you ever saw this little doorway here, this used to be into a little batch of coal. There's still coal over there, but that belongs to somebody else. And then I ended up digging all this stuff out and expanding and expanding. Other people have expanded and built buildings. So all of this was coal. It's dug out, but obviously it's gone now. And then back here, once we ran out of coal, it was like, well, we need limestone. Guess what? We got a lot of limestone. Anyway, hopefully this wizard pad lets me edit a little bit, because I'll just kind of clean this up. Because this is just a lot of transportation and stuff, and you really don't want to see me drive. Still trying to get used to these human finger things. But anyway, where to now? I guess we will head over to my mine. So early on, as history shows, I didn't know what to do. New to being human, new to being everything. People said we needed miners. I started being a miner, and then it turned out a bunch of other miners came in, and then there was a complaint of no iron, so all the iron was disappearing. I'm sure everybody's heard this story. So I tried to get into mining to help people out. Turned out the people who wanted it didn't want to pay much for it, so I was spending more money buying the food and transporting it back and forth and doing everything else than I was getting out of the iron concentrate. So I gave up, and I came over to these hills, and I started exploring, and I found my copper mine, which I turned into top of the world copper mine. Later on, once I realized all the tailings and stuff, I wanted to keep the environment safe. Not a lot of people took advantage of that, but you know what? That's fine. It's all good to go. If you're on the tour, or if you've taken the tour, you would come in this way and come down. Now, since the tour opened, quite a bit has changed. So now we have a little fancier equipment over here in the processing area. Not a lot of it, but we don't need a lot of it. But then this has been expanded quite a bit. This used to be the ground floor. The upper floor used to be the upper floor. This has kind of been hollowed out. There is the open pit. Lots of containers. A lot of them are holding the tailings, but a lot of them are holding concentrate. Take a quick peek here. So here we have some iron concentrate, some more copper concentrate. Here's the evil tailings. I'll put them over in the tailing. You can see there are several tailing containers. and then lots of miscellaneous stuff. Since we're on the bottom floor here, I'll show you. I ran out of storage space, so I had to throw in extra containers. But these containers, this one is all tailings. This one is all copper concentrate. Why? Because I was mining, because that's what I do, and nobody needed copper. And so I just, kept digging and digging and making this big open area, but nobody needed it. So I just saved it until people needed it. Some people grab a little bit here and there, some not so much. So lots in storage. Right now I'm just gonna adjust my eyes here a little bit. See if I can get view distance. So if you've taken this tour, you know this goes to the top of the mountain, and I loved the sights from the top. I love the fresh air, the cool air, the animals. So here we come out and we're riding up the back of the mountain. You can see the ocean, the bridges, pretty much everything. If you look up, that's where we're gonna go. We got the mountain to the north of us. Lots of stuff going on. Can't see everything. That bridge does continue. It just doesn't stop. We just can't see the end of it. But it's a pretty area. I love it up here. Wasn't quite sure how to do this. My original thought was to go down through the center, because originally, well, for pretty much ever since I found this, I wanted to hollow out from top to bottom all the copper. But that was a lot of work and nobody needed it, as you saw. So I decided to kind of go off the back here to save not only tons of work, but you also get a great ride instead of just seeing gray walls for the whole visit. You can look down. You can go up into the little garden area. It's still a pretty sight. Don't know how many people have come up here. I know a few came up originally just to look around. You can see the town, or at least part of it from here. You do have to be careful, even though the wizards make sure we don't get hurt. But sometimes once you fall off the mountain, it's kind of a pain getting back up. So, lots to see. Pretty area. I do love it up here. Probably my most favorite area, just from views and relaxing, and you can do your yoga or whatever you want to do up here. Just kind of veg out. Okay, again, if they let me edit, I'll edit a lot of this stuff out so you don't have to watch. Funny part, most people that I've seen come up here don't take the elevator down. They just decide to jump down and do like a high dive. There was talk of somebody wanting to put in a swimming pool down there. I guess you could. Not really my thing, doing a high dive, but to each their own. So that's kind of it from the scenic outlook. Oh, that's cool with the moon right there. But again, just kind of my last look around the area, see what's going on. It is a beautiful world. It's going to be sad to go, but I know it's time to move on. People have been disappearing a little bit at first, and then a lot all of a sudden, and now a little bit more and more. The people that are still around realize the economy's been pretty much dead for a while. A few of us, took a lot of our materials and just started giving them away for people who were doing last minute things, which is great. Everybody's trying to help each other out. I should have moved this pipe once I expanded, but it's easier not to do things, and Usually when I have a list of 4 things to do, by the time I'm done doing one of them, I have a list of 12 things to do. So that never got done. Oh, I should turn off the pump though, because I won't be using the pump anymore. There you go. Some jobs are still queued up, so if people want to use them, they can. Oh, you know what? I'll go out the other way so we can see what's going on there. Yep, danger. Danger. Even though not really. So this was the bottom floor like I told you about. Now it's like, what, 2nd level? And then this was the top. Assuming I can learn how to walk and climb. Got some of the nice machinery that people helped me get. And I've hollowed out a lot, but like I said, I would have loved to go to the top of this. At one point, I believe it was 20-some meters further up that was copper from 1 or 2 points that I had sampled. So who knows if I was at the bottom or the lowest point, you know, or if there's a whole bunch more above it. Oh, I forgot to point out, there's gold down there. So you got the copper, you got the gold. That was a wonderful little bonus. Helped out a bunch of people. The niece or whatever that's called, not a lot of people wanted that. Don't know if it's really used for anything. They say it is. Excuse me. But who knows? So anyway, the store is basically basic. It was created just to give a place for people to drop off their tailings if they wanted to. I guess I can change these prices now. And that's not really needed. Like I said, not a lot of people took advantage of it, but it was here. I think 1 or 2 people did for a little bit, you know. And the whole idea was, I have a big mountain that's protecting everything buried underneath it. A lot of space to put things. Why not share it and make it easier for everybody else? Because some people, you know, if they didn't go deep, the tailings can cause problems. Oh, the other thing is, you can kind of see as we drive around, the animal population has gone nuts. And our speculation is, with the lack of hunters and everything, the animals are basically just taking over, which is probably the way it should be, you know, especially once we're gone. But you never know. Okay, so over here, kind of that direction, that's my new house. I had an old log cabin for a very long time. I only built that because after a couple weeks, people were like, hey, you know, you get a bonus if you do that, which I didn't know. Thank you for telling me. I probably should have upgraded eons ago, but again, priorities. I'm better at digging than building. In this place, even though to me it's fancy, it's nothing like Mr. Pre has. His mansion is insane. So anyway, open door policy. Kind of come in, got some lights. Never was able to track down any paintings, no big deal. If you need to use the facilities or wash your clothes, we got that covered for you. In here is the kitchen area. You know, nothing fancy, but it works. And then this was the first bedroom. Very comfortable. I like it because you get a great view out. And then see that big, whoops. We'll get a better view, but that big fancy mansion, that's Mr. Pre's mansion. But with the river right here, you get to get the view. My idea, originally there's a beautiful oak tree here. I was going to preserve it, but I've kind of done something a little bit different. You'll see shortly. But it's a pretty area. There's Mr. Pre's mansion. Hopefully we get a tour of the inside of that, or at least some photos taken. He did an amazing job. And then over here, well, we'll go in this way. So over here on the bottom floor is a little art studio. I was going to get into painting to try to get my mind out of the mine, but it was too hard to find any materials or anything because the economy pretty much died at that point. So never did do anything with painting. I really should do something different with these stairs, but again, I'm not a builder. So first concept up here was a library. But look how messy these bookshelves are. And having rows and rows and rows of those? No, I don't think so. So now it's basically a nice lounge area, a place where people can come and read if they want. They can come over here and enjoy the views. They can do whatever they want, kick back by the fire. Again, art station over here. If you want to come out and enjoy the views to the south, you get the nice pine trees and redwoods eventually over there. But since this is the second floor, you have a little guest bedroom here with their own little private balcony. They could go fishing or just come out here for the fresh air. See, look how fancy that mansion is. And that's only the outside. And I don't know if he's got 4 levels or 5 levels, maybe even 6 by now. Who knows? But this is cozy. Then over here, past the fireplace, is kind of the master bedroom. Didn't know what to do with the carpets. The lava carpet is the easiest one to make, so it's pretty much everywhere. I'd like slightly better variety, but yeah, hard to come by. And then master bathroom. Bathtubs, you know I'm a yak. I jump in the river. But yeah, sure, if you don't want to jump in the river, I understand that. So I told you about the oak tree that I was originally going to build the house around. Well, that took up a lot of space. So instead, I decided to grow some trees. I don't know why this tree keeps dying. I keep planting a tree here, and then it keeps disappearing. These trees are starting to grow pretty big though. And you can come up here and relax. You got a nice view. Fancy mansion again. Oh, this tree disappeared too. Maybe this lot's too small. I bet that's what it is, although that one worked. Well, I've said it before, I'll say it again. A lot of things on this world are a little weird. I know the wizards like playing with people's cars and trucks and carts and stuff. But, yeah. Anyway, take the pathway down. That's the house. Oh, Miss Daisy lives up the hill. I mentioned she's gone. It was great to get to know her, though. I'm sorry she came as late as she did. And see, now you're going to see why us yaks don't drive trucks. Thank you for putting this road in, Mr. Johnson. You used to have to go all the way around. That's almost the end of my stuff. I know I helped other people build a few things or just do some work to help them level up, you know, their materials and everything else. But, used to be able to see the flying ship from here. Again, the world sometimes is weird, although it's nighttime too. Maybe that has something to do with it. Not a big fan of the wrong one-way street because this was put in for a reason. Oh, here you go. The world does get transparent at times. And here we are back at the business home. I basically live here, so it's basically a home. There's the moon again. So I've told people about the flying ship, and I thought it was haunted. And they were like, how do you get up there? And I was like, well, obviously if it's haunted, you have to talk to a ghost. So this is how you get to the ghost. The ghost isn't really a scary ghost. Let's see if you can read that. Didn't know what to have it say. So, ship tour. We'll just go with that. But, and again, we'll probably edit some of this out. But this is this beautiful area. Mr. Vind is way into oaks. He's got a house buried back there, but all these trees have grown up. He planted a ton. I've planted a ton. Harvested several versions of them. So here's our ship. And here comes the elevator bringing us down to the ship. Now, according to my dream, the wizards basically said, find a cozy place and go to sleep. And once I fall asleep, they're going to transport me to another beautiful little area. So I love my mountaintop, but I like my boat. So I think I'm going to go to sleep on the boat tonight. And I was just fixing it up a little while ago. So it's got a few comfort, whatever. It's comfortable. And get a little view of the city at night. You can see the big building. I think it was based out of some movie, but being a Yack, we didn't watch a lot of movies. There's a houseboat down there. I'm not sure if that's a helipad that I've heard about or something else on top. There's a big buffalo down there. A stone one anyway. There's Mr. Vin's fancy house all lit up. And then R&R with their gazillion windmills, or wind turbines, I guess, technically. So welcome aboard. I guess technically it's not the Flying Dutchman, but it's a flying sailing ship. It's been fixed up a little bit. We got some view, we got some light, we got some friends, we got our wolf back there. We've got a nice little otter and another wolf to keep us company. Plenty of light. See, there's all those wind turbines. Lots of stuff going on in this world. Imagine if people didn't disappear and stuck around as long as I've been able to. I know there's a few of us that have been around for a week or two, but before that it was very, very crowded, or busy, I should say. So here, fixed up a nice little bed, got some water. I'm all set. So this was my quick little tour. I guess not so quick, especially with me driving. Hopefully my driving didn't scare anybody. Anyway, I will remember this. This was a lot of fun. I've met some wonderful people. They've helped me. Hopefully I've been able to assist a few people in their endeavors. And I'm going to miss everybody. But hopefully in the future we'll all bump into each other again. Hopefully the world is as beautiful or even better. Anyway, I want to thank everyone. Please take care of yourselves, the few that are still here. I'm opening up the mine and my business and everything in it. Oh, I should have. You know what? I will. Plop. Okay, so just so people know, what's the best way to do this? Really doesn't matter. So, storage. Lots of food. Old tools, more food, some wood. Lots of building materials. Now, not all of this was mine. A few people have asked me to share with others. So, I couldn't grab everything. I'd be here for days and days and days. And the wizards only gave me, basically less than a day to get things prepared to share. So I grabbed what I could, like the epoxies and the glues and such, some cements. So if you see anything that you need, please feel free to grab it. Obviously, this is the stuff I can do, the hewings and the rocks and the coal. A lot more coal down in the cavern that you saw. Oh, the one container that was full of limestone, you can't reach from here. So you have to go down like to where that door is and then you can reach it. But everything's going to be open to everybody. So please feel free to take advantage of it. If there's anything you need, grab it. Don't just grab it, if you don't need it. Oh, I think I'll change my sign here to let people know I'm not going to be around anymore. But anyway, everyone have a wonderful life and enjoy the rest of your time on this beautiful planet. Thank you again. Bye.